Praise4warwear.com.
Hello, family and friends. How are you today? It's such an amazing opportunity to be back once again and to be sharing with you. We've been running the series on co-parenting because co-parenting doesn't necessarily have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult, but people have made it consistently difficult simply because they do not understand the basics of co-parenting. One of the things I intend to do in this series is to help you simplify the process. I have worked with people over the years consistently, helping people master their wellness, helping people discover their power. And because, when it comes to co parenting, the star of the show is not you, the star of the show is often the child. And if we don't get it right and ensure that the child is the best version of himself, then we'll truncate the process simply because two people are at war. Anyway, how has it been with you and how has been the process so far? Thank you for those of you who watch all the time, and thank you for those who drop comments every time. Today, we're going to be moving a bit further on this discussion, and we're going to be looking at visioning, creating a core vision in co parenting. Because the moment the two people who are co-parenting don't have a unified vision, what will happen is division, and each person will be trying to run an individual agenda, which may not all go well for the child. Now, you need to understand that in co-parenting, Heather actually said, co-parenting is not a competition between two homes. It's a collaboration of parents doing what is best for the kids. And so I always ask people, how well do you really love your child? And how well do you really care about this child? Because if you care about the child, then you're going to drop bury every archer, drop every challenges just because you want to get the best out of the child. Everything is going to be done, including acting, just to ensure that the child is safe. But oftentimes, when co-parenting happens, we want to show the child that we love him more than the father or more than the mother, or that they made a huge mistake by, trading us for someone else. And so when you have this crisis, you have a situation where the child begins to suffer. Now, when there is no uniform clarity about the destination we're headed, we will sabotage the best interest of the child while trying to protect our own self-interest. Now, if you know about vision, you know the vision has been defined. The popular definition is a mental picture of a preferred future. Now, which means vision is the future, or what I call the destination. Now, when two people come together to co-parent and they are not able to come with a uniform vision, what will happen is each person will be trying to run their own vision, and at the end of the day, a child is going to suffer. So we need to get to the point in co-parenting where we both need to ask ourselves, what destination are we headed? Now, the destination is what we have to be loyal to, and all that needs to be done must be done to get us to that destination, not our own selfish interest. If your selfish interest is, or self-interest is, I want to show that I love the child better than the other parent, then you have no place in co-parenting. It's not a competition. It's complementing each other to do what is best for the child. Now, there's what we call having a clear map of the territory. Now, so I do a session called paths integration. Paths integration is basically, helping two warring parties or people who are conflicted to get to that point to discover that what they want is actually the same. It's a neuro-linguistic programming terminology and technique, that a whole lot of NLP experts can literally deploy when they are going through coaching or therapy with clients. Now, number one thing you need to understand in co-parenting, both actors want the same thing, right? Husband, wife, yes, marriage is broken, but both of them want the same thing. Everybody wants the best interest of the child. There is no parent. I'm yet to meet that parent who says to me, Praise, I want this child to turn out badly. I want to destroy the life of this child. Never met anyone like that. So in co-parenting, you need to admit the both of you want the same thing, regardless of your pain, regardless of your crisis, you both want the same thing. However, your different maps get in the way of what you truly want. So we both want the child to get better. But how we see ourselves, which is the map is not the territory. Based on the pain or the trauma we've undergone or been through together, now colors the way you see the other person, and based on that pain, we conclude that because it's a bad husband, it must be a bad father. Because the bad wife is a bad mother, right? So our different maps get in the way of what we truly want. But we must understand that the map, unfortunately, is not the territory, which is why we need to accurately define the territory and align our maps. So to try to be proven that your map is correct is not the right way. That's counterproductive to the best interest of the child. What you must be loyal to is the territory to say, where are we headed? Now, how I see you does not matter. We are shooting the movie. This is the movie. This is the casting. This is the characterization. This is the script. So we need to, I cannot bring my own persona into a role that doesn't require my personality. So, for example, if I'm supposed to act the role of a prostitute, I cannot be properly decked up and cover myself and say, you know what, I don't like my own prostitute does not like to expose the body. I won't be doing justice to that role. So your map, how you feel, is not the destination, which is why you need to accurately define the territory and align our maps. And number 4, defining the territory is key in scripting the route of the destination. So if I say to you, I'm going to Los Angeles, then that should define the airline I book or the route I book. I can't say I'm going to Los Angeles and I go book a flight going to Rwanda. Now, if that flight takes me to Rwanda and I still tell them I'm going to Los Angeles, they are going to likely reroute me back to the US. But if I still insist and I bought a flight going to Benin Republic, I will land in Benin. If I still insist that I want to go about my way and I'll board the next flight going to Nigeria. If I keep going like that, then I am going off course. The right way is to get back to where I missed it. So if the destination is not defined, you will have a lot of competition, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of hurt, pain, and infighting, which will not promote the best interest of the child. So you want to ask, where exactly do we both want to go? We don't have to be friends to even get there, but we need to collaborate to get there. Because if the person we want to take there, right, is exclusive of our pain, is has nothing to do with what we feel about each other, then we better queue behind the person and get the person there in one piece. Now, the destination must be in the best interest of the child. It cannot be as a retirement benefit for you. It cannot be so that the child can give you a prize, an award, and so my mother was there for me while my father was misbehaving. No, the destination must be in the best interest of the child, and it must promote the wellness of the child. And number 6, there must be open and honest communication about why we are together. And we must define our consent. So when I do a co-parenting session with couple who want to co-parent, we talk about that. What are your concerns? Right? What are the rules of engagement? Because without the rules, we will get into crisis. Now, so here are a few things you need to understand and a few questions you might need to ask in your bid to create the territory. 1, what traits has the child exhibited, or how do we assist the child identify his core trait? So I would sit with a couple and ask them to, based on their observation of their children or their child, if it's just one child, can they separately describe the trait they have discovered in the child? Now, because it's got nothing to do with the two of them, they are most likely going to be accurate and truthful. Now, number 2, what end do you want for the child? You need to ask that question if you are listening to this as a family life professional, right? What end do they want for the child? Let them describe it separately. Number 3, create a clear vision of the uniform end you want and a clear perceptual code. So based on the answer to the first 2 questions, you now need to get them to read it out. You will see a lot of similarities. Now, you will bring together their similarities so that you can incorporate the collective desires of the two of them, right? So you align the similarities and help them create a vision of the uniform end they want. And so they create a perceptual code. Perceptual code is our child or our children are dash. where we say, if we say they're royalty or they're world changers or they're leaders or they're celebrities, that perceptual code we've chosen for all of them will govern our code of engagement, will govern how we correct them, will govern how we relate with them, will govern everything we have to do. Then we now go to the next question. What will it cost us to get to that end physically, emotionally, and financially? We now need to begin to crunch the numbers and begin to come up with clear metrics to say, how do we measure what's exactly going to cost us emotionally, physically, right? How present do we need to be? What environment do we need to create? Should we have gotten to a situation where we're now both married separately, which is the blended family system? Now, the most important part of the equation is, who must we become to deliver that end? Now, if that end dictated for the two of you to be friends, you have to be friends. If that end dictated that you need to bury your church and collaborate to get a child there, you need to bury. The moment you do not want to metamorphose into who you need to become to create that end, then what you're saying indirectly is that you do not want the best interest of your child and you do not care about your child. And then how do we share the responsibility? What is our skill to know is best fit for each role? We all want the same thing, but we are not the same people. We have different skills, different expertise. How does our skill or how do our skills come into place in getting the best out of the child? Now, there is a way to script, your vision, right? We call it a clarity charter. So very simple. Based on what you have written so far, who do you want to be? So you can say we're going to be a team to get the best out of the child. Then number two, what is our identity identifier, right? What kind of team do we want to be? So the answer can be of responsible parent. We want to be responsible parent. Then what is our niche as we co-parent, right? So you can say to creatively collaborate. So we're going to creatively collaborate, right? And number 1, 2, 3. Once you answer 1, 2, 3, who do you want to raise, right? Based on what you have answered so far, which is the perceptual code. So it can be to raise a royalty or showbiz icon or innovative icons, or want to raise royalties, basically. Then number 5, what effect will that solution have? So if we have done it successfully, what will be the ultimate effect? Maybe transforming our world in service to God and humanity. So based on answers to this question, your clarity charter becomes: we are a team of responsible parents creatively collaborating to raise a royalty, transforming our world in service to God and humanity. It's that simple. Now, like I said earlier, you might need someone, to help you, mediate or moderate the session so that it doesn't become rowdy. Because if just the two of you doing it, you may not do justice to it. And that's why you need to hire a coach who understands exactly what it means to co-parent and can help you go through a mediation process and help you align or arrive at where you want to arrive at. Then you need to create a happy ending charter, which is what would have happened at the end of this co-parenting engagement. Remember, co-parenting is not that we're still a couple. Co-parenting simply means both of us have come together to do what will promote the best interest of the child. And so you see this example. It says, and so Chioma was inducted into the Global Solutions Hall of Fame with several patents and best-selling books to her credit, becoming indispensable to her world as a role model. So this happy ending charter is built on the other one that we did previously, because they want the child to become a leader who is this indispensable to our world in service to God and humanity. So we must be able to see the picture of the hand. So to say everything we're doing, including the way we correct the child, the way we're raising the child, our role, we need to be able to say it's leading towards this end. If our behavior or certain behavior is not going to take Chioma to a place where she'll be inducted into the Global Solutions Hall of Fame with several patents and best-selling books to credit, and she's becoming indispensable to our world as a role model, we need to bury that behavior. So it's not an emotional decision or an emotional process. It's actually a systems intelligence process. So General George Casey says clarity and simplicity are the antidotes to complexity and uncertainty. Clarity and simplicity are the antidotes to complexity and uncertainty. So you need to do this by yourself, because in co-parenting, there is a simple process that can make this thing work. But you need to understand how to go about it, and which is what we have been trying to do. You need to understand that you have all it takes to become the best version of yourself. You can actually get your children to become the best version of themselves, regardless of what has happened, regardless of the pain you feel, regardless of the crisis that necessitated the ending of your marriage. Marriage can fail. Co-parenting must not fail. And that is why we all need to get to the point where we ask ourselves, what do I want? Do I want to fight this man? Or do I want to help the child become the best version of himself or herself? And this is one thing that we need to consistently ask ourselves. When I come your way again next time, I am going to be looking at how do you negotiate the bottlenecks in your relationship, in your co-parenting journey, right? Because there are bottlenecks that you need to negotiate. And I'm going to be looking at those bottlenecks and be helping you navigate them. Now, I want you to know that you have the best, you have all it takes to become the best version of you. And I believe that you will succeed in your parenting journey. I hope this has been helpful. Please drop your comments. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know exactly what is happening with you. You can get on my website, praisforwardtech.com, and pick a lot of materials in there that can help you, or just send me a mail, or send me an SMS or something. It's very easy to reach me. I believe I'm here to help you, and know this is the best school that you can ever attend, across the globe. I honor you. Have a fantastic day. Well, I love you, and I wish you all the best in your journey through life. No child deserves to go through pain as a result of the separation of his or her parents. Bye.